first you gotta know, girl, is that we already dead. Yes. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. A year ago, I had a near-death-like experience, and ever since then, I could pick up on energies and I could even hear from God itself. I was told it would take me 14,422 lifetimes for my soul to get it together. So I decided to start a social media platform so I can help more people speed this thing on up and finally get the heck up off this planet. Tired. Guys, welcome back to the channel, Instructions for Humanity. It is your girl, your spiritual teacher, Tahira, where I teach the divine message I received, that we are all one in love. Grow with me, guys. Love with me. It's going to be a great ride. Okay, guys, very important episode because I received an email from someone who watched my near-death-like experience on the JeffMara podcast. I have linked that in the description box so you can go and watch it too. I get into all sorts of things. I get into astral projection. I get into talking about some of my past lives that I remember, and just about the spirit, the cosmic mother spirit that I witnessed during my near-death-like experience, guys. Very, very telling. Please go and watch that and support Jeff's channel too. Now, guys, she wrote me an email and she asked how not to be afraid to die. And like I said, we already dead, girl. So you ain't got to be afraid to die. Guys, listen, this is not our real home. When we come into existence, we die. As soon as we put on this earth suit, we die, because our real home is in the spirit world. Our real home is outside of this realm of titles and boxes and the five senses. Guys, as soon as we put on this meat suit, this earth suit, we get inside of those five senses and they start to control us. It says we have free will, but how can you have free will when you're being controlled by your five senses? So the only thing that you can taste is things that have been programmed into your taste buds. The only thing you can hear are the things that other people are hearing on the earth. As soon as you start to hear, what do they say, voices, oh, you're crazy now. Like you can hear from spirit, oh, you're crazy. So you see, these five senses are very, very limiting. They keep you inside of a box. So you already die when you take human form. Okay, because all of these limitations are put on you. And the true essence of the spirit is to be free. The spirit wants to be free. The spirit wants to soar. It wants to have fun. It likes to go and see other spirit people. Like, that is the functionality of the spirit. And we're going to talk about that in another video. But you're already dead. That's the first thing you have to know. So good thing is you don't have to be afraid to die. Now, I think we're all kind of afraid on how we will die. I think maybe that's the better question, how to not be afraid of how we will die, because we know that we're going to die, right? We all know that. I'm going to tell you, you have died every which way. We all have. You know, like Source told me it's going to take me 14,422 lifetimes. So I've died 14,422 different ways. And I know I've drowned a few times because I can actually remember the feeling of drowning, guys. It is like a chaotic peacefulness, okay? So you're going to die many different ways. Guys, we've been murdered. Yes, we've been decapitated. Remember in my other video, I spoke to a little girl named Jennifer that was decapitated. Her head was, when she was swinging, she fell off the swing and fell onto a metal trash can, and her head was decapitated, and her brother saw it all. So she contacted me by the way of spirit. She sent me a spirit DM while I was sleeping, and I went ahead and I helped her, got Mother God of the Living Waters involved, and I think we were able to bring some healing to her and to her brother Jonathan. So I'm going to go ahead and try to link that somewhere so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that video as well. Okay, so we have died so many different ways, guys, and this is all a stage play, girl. So when you go back up to spirit school, aka heaven, when you go back up to the heavens, you're going to see all of the lead characters, all of your supporting cast. You're going to see your mama. She's going to be like, let's say maybe your mama played the role of the person who murdered you in one life. And when you go up there, she's going to be like, hey, girl, I was real convincing, right? Did you see me with that axe? I really had you fooled. You're going to be like you? And then you're going to see your supporting characters and you're going to be like you? Y'all were all in on it? Yes, it is a stage play. We meet with our divine counsel. We map out a plan for our souls, guys. We've already agreed to all of this. Okay, so you don't have to be afraid because you've already agreed to it. And we are living these lives at the same time. So technically, you have already experienced the death of this life that you're living in. It's just that you don't know it, but you actually already have. So you don't need to be afraid to die, girl, because there is going to be death. There is a definite end. When we take a soul contract, when we take human form, has a definite start and a definite end. And it is just what happens when we come down here to go to Earth school. Okay? So don't be afraid to die, girl, because you already dead. We all are. Another way to not be afraid to die is to understand that there is no such thing as hell. Guys, let's just think about it logically. That would be the ultimate bait and switch, right? If God was like, oh, hell no, you sin? I'm going to send you to the fiery pits of hell forever. You'd be like, who is this person? Like, who's this person I've been praising and giving my tithes to? You would just be like, what the heck? That would, guys, it's not realistic. Our souls are going to be at this for a very long time, multiple lifetimes. You're not going to learn everything and get everything right in 50 years, 80 years, even 100 years. God has already factored all of this, has already taken all of this into account. You're going to need multiple lifetimes to learn the lessons. You are allowed to make as many mistakes as you want. There's no such thing as you going to hell. So you don't have to be afraid to die when you know that there is no such thing as hell. Guys, do your research. That was an invention of the church. I've already done my research on that like 12 years ago, and that's not even part of my thinking or my reality. Now, guys, there is the lower astral realm. So there are some dark places. I'm not saying that there's not any dark places or a dark state of being you can be in, because the universe is mental. You are creating this. You are creating your, whatever you think paradise is to you, that's where you're going to go. That's the heaven experience you're going to have. So if you feel like you've been a bad person and you're believing you're going to go to hell and you're believing that this is going to happen to you, then guess what? You have created it. So you have made it true. Our thoughts become things. So you have made it true. Okay, but there is no such thing as hell. So you don't have to be afraid to die because you will not be going to hell. Okay. So the other way to not be afraid to die is to understand that you are a multi-dimensional being, girl, and you can't die. There's no way to die because you are a God particle. You are a small particle. We all are little pieces and particles of source energy, God, the cosmic God that will exist when the earth and the heavens have been destroyed. Yes, you are a God particle. You have always been and you always will be. There's no way to get rid of yourself even if you tried, because you are a part of God and God is forever, you know, infinity. So understand that you can't die, okay? You might go through some pain when you are leaving this earth because, you know, those five senses, girl, they really just got to go out with a bang. But somehow when you die, and this is from a person who remembers multiple lifetimes, I remember dying two ways. Actually, the other night, a memory came to me of when I was a, I said I was a Spartan, but actually now I think about it, I think I was a gladiator. I was like a massive man. I'm not really that versed in history, but I think it was a gladiator. But I had a vision of someone taking like, almost like a giant wheelbarrow and picking up bodies that, you know, people that died during a particular battle that I was in. And that is how that lifetime ended for me, when I was this gladiator type man. I was huge. I was massive. I was like 6'8". I had huge muscles. I was attractive too. I was very, very good looking. Okay. So that came to me that's how I died. So I'm sure I had so many like cuts, you know. How did I survive that? It's because when we're dying, it's like God covers us with that blanket of love. So although we are physically going through the pain, spiritually it's being masked. You'll be able to tolerate it, is what I'm saying. And I remember drowning several times. So yes, it's painful to the body, but to the spirit, it's not. So it's able to bring balance to the death experience, to make it tolerable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So don't be afraid to die. God is always with us, even when you are going through the most gruesome way of dying. Okay. Oh, and guys, one thing I want to point out, that life as a gladiator, when I saw someone taking like a huge wheelbarrow, picking up the dead bodies, I saw the bodies being thrown into like a furnace, like a fire. So in that lifetime, you know, I was killed by the sword, and then my body was, in fact, burned. Okay. So we are going to die so many different ways, guys. So don't be afraid to die. Everything's going to be all right. Like I said, you've already agreed to this. You've already seen the way you're going to die, and you said, okay, this is okay. This is a lifetime that I can take on. I can do this. So just know that you've already agreed to it. You can't die because you are an infinite, multi-dimensional being. You are a particle of God itself, which is everlasting, never ending, and there is no hell. Okay. So my only advice to you is to start to create the place that you want to go to when you leave here. I almost like, not to say I want to die, but it's like, I can't wait for the day. I can't because I know where I'm going. Most people, they have a plan for this life, but I have a plan for my afterlife. I'm going home. I ain't going to heaven. I'm going back to the cosmos. I'm joining back into the collective, back into the greater light that guides us all. That is where you will find source energy. God is in the cosmos, and that is where I am going. So I am getting together my divine plan, my death plan, my afterlife plan. So you can do the same thing. We have the ability to create the life in which we want. And this is not a real life. So we have the ability to create in the astral realm, in the spaces beyond the heavens, which is where I'm going, and I'm creating my plan right now. Girl, I might even create a whole nother world, okay, with a bunch of different little Tahiras. I don't know. But don't be afraid to die. You're going to be just fine. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say. I think I have said it all. So, guys, I hope this resonated with any of you beautiful people out there. Guys, please support the channel. I put my heart, my soul, all my energy and passion into these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Like these videos. Share the videos, guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Love is the way. Forgiveness is the key. And truth is that light that guides us home. Be well.